And now, live from Apple's User Group Garage in beautiful downtown Cupertino, it's UGTV.
Garage.
Feels like we never left.
I know. It was just a couple of nights ago, it seems like.
I know.
Hey, I want to say a special welcome to Robert Berry and Brett Tyson.
How you doing?
Doing the music for the show.
Once again.
And still working on the logo after 4 years. Jennifer back here painting the logo.
Jennifer.
Good to see you again.
And of course, welcome to our live studio audience here. You guys are great.
Good to see you. And of course, we have all the folks watching on the satellite out there, watching in pizza parlors and whatnot. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Hey, you know what? We heard a lot of bad news about Apple in the press these days, but there's the press and then there's reality. So let's have a little dose of reality. Apple has 63% of the installed base in U.S. K-12 institutions.
IDC estimates that Apple is '1 installed base vendor in U.S. homes for 1995.
In the home market. 63% of all multimedia application development is done on a Macintosh.
Unit growth in Canada through the first half of 1995 was double, and the overall Canadian market growth.
Yep. Attendance at Apple's developer conference in May was the highest attendance they've ever had at a developer conference.
We were there. It was busy. Then, of course, 90% of Macintosh customers buy Mac again when they're making a second purchase. So there's a lot of happy customers.
Well, we're here to kind of celebrate that. So we got a great show. We got a whole bunch of people on the show today.
We've got Adobe Systems, PageMaker 6.0.
We've got the Mac OS folks.
We have Apple Home Learning.
We got Disney Interactive with some great applications.
That's right. We've got Apple Printers.
We're going to do a little segment on the user group store.
And then, of course, and then we're going to have a video clip on Nogsa.
And a great new product for authoring web pages, also from Adobe PageMail.
That's right.
Now, I want to remind people that this is a live broadcast, so we're really here, and when you call, we'll answer the phone, or somebody will answer the phone, hopefully.
And, you know, you can call in for questions at 1-800-400-UGTV or 8488.
1-800-400-8488. And you can also reach us online. We're simulcasting the broadcast in the chat rooms on both AOL and eWorld.
That's right.
And the shortcuts to those are UGF on AOL and UGC on eWorld. So stop by on one of those chat rooms, and you can obviously email us messages. And
we'll answer some of your questions.
The interesting piece about that is all this email stuff. We have you know, I've got an AOL account, an eWorld account, I got a couple of internet accounts, and we just got in the office a couple of weeks ago the coolest product that helps to organize all that, a product called Emailer. And we're real fortunate to have here today the product manager from Claris of Emailer. Please welcome Michael Sanibria. So, you know, things are going great at Claris, aren't they?
Absolutely. In fact, we're just about to ship very soon the FileMaker Pro 3.0 Relational, which a lot of people are eagerly awaiting.
Yep.
That brings to, we've got now Claris Works 4.0, Claris Impact 2.0, and Claris Draw, all for Macintosh, Power Mac, and Windows.
Great, but I'm sure you want to talk about Claris Emailer.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why don't you tell our audience about that?
Sure. Well, Claris Emailer was the brainchild of legendary Mac evangelist Guy Kawasaki. He noticed that there really wasn't a good email solution out there for the rest of us, so he set about developing a best-of-breed solution. And that's what became Claris Emailer.
And can you tell folks what it does?
Sure.
I know what it does. I'm using it.
I know you're all using it. Simply put, it's the fastest and easiest way to manage all of your electronic mail. Whether you have an account on AOL, CompuServe, eWorld, Radio Mail, or an internet account, it gives you the ability to send, receive, store, forward, and reply to all your electronic mail in one simple application.
Okay, and I'm sure there's more that makes it, unique, so.
Absolutely.
Tell us more.
Well, there's a lot of cool technology in this product. For instance, there's a high-performance database that acts as your address book. It makes it really easy to store and retrieve addresses. There's also mail actions, and these are ways for you to take your incoming mail and automatically store, forward, or reply to that incoming mail. And what's really unique about Claris Emailer is the ability to take all your accounts and consolidate them into one universal mailbox. So if you have more than one account on these different services, you can use Emailer to get it all.
And everything shows up in one inbox.
Absolutely.
And you talk about how it can help you manage your mail more efficiently if you have these multiple services. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. There's lots of ways it'll make you more productive, and that's really the bottom line when you buy software. A couple come to mind. First off is the file cabinet. Now, this is a very intuitive, almost Finder-like file cabinet. There are some default folders which will automatically capture sent mail, read mail, or deleted mail. And you can also create your own custom folders for organizing your mail.
So one specifically for UGTV or something like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And when you combine those with the mail actions, for instance, what you can do is say, I'm sending you a lot of fan mail. Well, you
That'd be good.
Right?
We could use that.
Well, what you can do is automatically have that incoming mail routed into a custom folder for all the mail you're getting from me.
Okay. Now, you mentioned something about the address book. I understand there's something special about it. And,
Sure. It was designed by the engineer who's responsible for one of the leading personal information managers on the market right now. It's very powerful, as I mentioned. You can have multiple electronic mail addresses for individuals. It's very easy to find those addresses by simply a couple of keystrokes. It pulls up those people. You can also create groups of email messages, simple as dragging and dropping individual names into groups. So now when you want to send out a message, you can send it out to one or hundreds of people with a click of a mouse.
And if I have some accounts which are very expensive, charged by the minute, and others that are free, I can actually schedule them in such a way that I maybe call late at night or...
Absolutely. A really good example of that is I recently gave the product to a friend of mine who has a business account and a personal account on different services. And what you can do is actually schedule email to go up and grab that mail for you automatically and also send mail for you automatically. So there's no more having to log on to multiple accounts. And it does it all in the background, so whether you're working or playing a game of Myst, your email will be picked up.
Well, I'm sure these folks who think it's very cool would like to know how much it is.
Well, normally it's $69, but we've put together a special offer just for user group members.
Okay.
For the next 7 days, you can get it at the user group store for just $49.
All right. Michael, can I include a file? Can I attach a file to a message that I send?
Oh, you sure can. It's really simple. All you can do is, there's several ways to attach the files to a message, but the simplest one is just to grab the file and drag and drop it right onto the message. And of course, it compresses it for faster transmission.
And it just goes.
Just like that.
Just like that. So, I should buy Emailer. I don't have to worry about the software I receive.
Well, a lot of people ask, why should I get extra software
Right.
for email when that comes with an online service, or they maybe have some mail utility for the internet? The fact is that Emailer just simply saves you time and money. It was designed to do one thing well, and that's handle your electronic mail. It's not burdened with the overhead that comes with the online service software. So for instance, you'll never have to wait for art to download again when you just want to go up and send or retrieve mail.
Totally bypasses that whole
Bypasses
thing.
that completely.
And how can people find out more about Emailer?
Well, you can do it the old-fashioned way and call us at our 800 number. Or even better is to visit us on our webpage or the online services, CompuServe, Radio Mail, I'm sorry, not Radio Mail, eWorld, America Online. And you can actually pick up a version of Emailer, a trial version. This is full software that's good for 30 days, and you can test drive it.
Download it
Great.
from the web page.
Absolutely. And also the
Fabulous.
online services.
Good. Well, Michael, thanks for coming by the garage and sharing emailer with the folks.
We do have someone here from Adobe Systems to talk about PageMaker 6.0, so let's bring her out. Product Manager Lori Burley.
Hey, Ray, good to see you. Thank you.
So, you did PageMaker 6.0.
We did, indeed, and it's been shipping since the end of August.
And what are the new features in 6.0 versus 5.0?
And we've got about 50 of them, so I probably can't tell you all of them. But we focused in the area of color publishing, in making page layout faster and easier, and making sure that PageMaker was part of the whole Adobe family of products.
Okay, so I'm sure a lot of desktop publishers use PageMaker. But
Yes,
how about,
absolutely.
someone like me, an everyday person who, may not really know much about desktop publishing?
Well, the PageMaker user base is everybody from a very casual user who's producing like a family newsletter, or maybe even a Christmas letter. Yes, that comes up this time of year, or something for their local scout troop, or maybe their soccer team. Maybe they have to do the roster, and it goes all the way through people who do high-end professional catalogs and magazines. So there's a very wide range of customers using
You were
PageMaker.
saying that New Yorker magazine
Is all done in PageMaker.
done in
That's right.
PageMaker.
Yep. So,
Amazing.
yep.
What would you consider PageMaker's key strengths?
It has traditionally been known as being the most approachable and easiest to use desktop publishing application. Has a very simple metaphor. You can see a page on a pasteboard. It looks like a paper on your desk. And it's very easy to drag and drop things in position, and then also to do all the fine-tuning you need to do to make a publication look really great. So.
No, there's a Windows version. I know I hate to bring that up, but the Windows version and, when the Mac version's out, can they share files between each other?
Yes, and we should note that we shipped the Macintosh version first.
Hey!
And yes, absolutely. The Windows and Macintosh versions were specifically created to make sure they could share files across the two platforms, because we know how many people work in mixed computing environments. And also, we took special steps to make sure things like fonts would translate correctly across platforms, and that the native graphic files could go back and forth as well. So those are very key things for sharing those files back and forth across the platforms.
How about inside the Macintosh install base? I know everybody wants a Power Mac, but not all of us have got one yet. Do you have to buy a separate version of the application for the 040 versus the Power Mac?
No, not at all. In one box, whether the retail box or the upgrade, it comes with both the Power Macintosh and regular Macintosh software. It does It then does a smart install, so if you're installing it on a regular Macintosh, it will install for that. If you then upgrade or change to a Power Macintosh, it then automatically installs the Power Macintosh software.
Good.
So,
Great.
You brought it along. Can we take a look at some of the features?
absolutely, I'd be delighted to show them to you.
Great. And while they walk over there, I want to remind everyone that you can call in for questions, 1-800-400-UGTV.
Okay, so here is a page in PageMaker. For those of you who are familiar with this product, and I think probably many in your audience are, I'll focus on some of the things that are new in PageMaker 6.
Good.
We have two new tools. One is a zoom tool, so that you can zoom right in on a specific part of the page if you want to do some fine-tuning on it. And the other is a polygon drawing tool. Each of these tools can be double-clicked so that you can then get the settings for that tool. And with polygon drawing, you can draw everything from a triangle all the way up to, I guess I'd call it a multigon, since I don't know the name for a 22-sided shape, right? Exactly. So you can do your own starburst special effects. So you can think of uses for this on things like awards, or if you were doing a catalog or something where you really wanted to attract attention to things. So. And this polygon was really created in response to a lot of customer requests to be able to do simple drawing inside PageMaker.
Right.
We're not
going to replace, probably not going to replace Photoshop just yet.
not going to. It's not going to replace Photoshop or Illustrator. It's the first new drawing tool in PageMaker in 10 years, so not hot on the heels of those drawing apps. But one thing you can do now in the area of color, I've just brought up the color palette so you can see all the. We have a lot of colors on here, sort of that autumn theme in our catalog. But with any color you can apply to an object, you can also make a tint of that color. So if you wanted to lighten up an object, but still have it print on the same sheet of film, you can do that. Another thing you can do with your drawing tools is you can select any of the PageMaker drawing objects, your polygon, your oval, or your rectangle, and then draw it over something like one of these graphics we've already placed on the page. When I select each of those two things, the circle and the graphic behind it, there's a new feature in PageMaker 6 that lets you mask that object automatically, so you can give a special effect. So.
You know how hard that is to do?
Drawing pixel by pixel, exactly. Now, one of the things that we've done, in addition to really high-quality control of color, is to add a lot of the features to make page layout smoother and easier. So this is a feature that I think we'll get applause on, which is a true grouping command using the Arrange menu to group together text and graphics and then be able to move them together on the page.
And they actually stay together.
So in addition to being able to group, the Arrange menu also allows you to be able to lock objects in position. That means if something is locked, I can't move it or resize it or delete it accidentally. So if you were creating a document to pass off to someone else and you didn't want them to, say, distort the corporate logo or accidentally...
The stretched Adobe logo.
That's right. That's a no-no as far as most creative services groups are concerned. So you could lock those objects in position on the page. They can still be edited, so if you needed to go in and make a change, say, to the price of these attractive green boots, say you're dropping your price on these fast movers, you could do that and change it and edit it even though the object is locked. So you can still change the content. It's a positional lock on the page. And if you think about working in groups, let me type a note. So let's say, it's too small, I know. I'll show you how to get that up there. Let me take that up by using our control palette, which was a feature of PageMaker 5, but it gives very quick access to all the text elements that you might want to change. So I'm going to change the leading and then change the size of that note so that we have a chance of reading it here on the page. So if we want to add this note that says, is this too large? So let's say you're next in the production cycle and I want to send you this file, but I would never want that to print on the final printout. So I can make that element a non-printing item, which means then if I suppress the printing, if I turn off the display of that non-printing item, then that note will disappear. So this is how you'd finally print it. But
We
when
usually
you
leave those notes in when we send it to be printed.
Right. Well, you can in the print dialog box, you can actually choose to leave those notes in if you'd really like to.
Well, we didn't mean to. But
Right. One more I'd like to show you is the capability of selecting multiple objects. This is another frequently requested feature, which is to automatically align those objects. So you could align them along the top and then distribute them across a certain space. See a preview of how they work. And then just that quickly, you've got your objects aligned on your page. So
great.
those are just a few of the really highlights of the 50 new features that are in PageMaker 6. But that might give you a little flavor of what's new.
Great.
So, okay, great.
Well, let's go back over to the table here.
And actually, we're going to take a question from eWorld. I got someone who sent in a message, and they would like to know the HTML feature, an Adobe feature. Does that mean they don't have to put it in HTML format anymore? It automatically does it for them, or?
What we have in PageMaker, we have two ways to create electronic documents. To date, PageMaker's been very print-driven, but with the change to all the online services, being able to send things out across a corporation, we have both an HTML author plugin that supports HTML 2.0. They can create that page in PageMaker as they normally would, and then just automatically convert it with hypertext links, and they can export stories or pages using the HTML author. Then with Create Adobe PDF, they can make PDF files that maintain all of the graphics, the fonts, and the look of the page, and again, make automatic links to tables of contents and index markers using PDF. So two ways to create electronic documents.
Sounds pretty easy,
yeah,
too.
it is.
Let's see, our next question is from the AOL online chat, which is simulcast with the show here.
Great.
And that question is, is PageMaker 5 able to read PageMaker 6 documents? and I assume vice versa as well.
Right. PageMaker 6 will automatically open and read PageMaker 4 and 5 documents, and then PageMaker 6 can save documents in PageMaker 5 format so that you can save your documents in the previous format if you need to exchange those with colleagues who haven't yet upgraded to PageMaker 6. So yes, both ways. So.
Okay, well, let's take a question from our studio audience. Who do we have? Great.
I'm still using Word 5.1 to create some tables. I'm wondering what some of the new tabling features in PageMaker are.
PageMaker has a whole new Olay 2 table editor that has much more sophisticated typography in it. And we know that you want to be able to import those tables and also generate new tables. The table editor is actually an Olay application so that it works separately from PageMaker but lets you have a hot link to the table editor inside the product.
Okay, and we have another question from the audience in front here.
Yes. Just wondering, what's the timeline for QuickDraw GX in PageMaker?
It's not there now. We don't support QuickDraw GX in PageMaker 6. One reason is we have such a strong installed base on both Macintosh and Windows that we need to have a font solution that works across both platforms. And QuickDraw GX is not yet available for Windows. I would say when it becomes a cross-platform standard, then we'll support it. Because we have about 30% of our customers who send their files between Windows and Macintosh or work across it. And if suddenly you have a font solution that doesn't work across the two platforms, it's not going to work.
Okay.
And I guess we have another question from the live audience.
There they are.
Over here.
Hi, is there any secrets in opening a 5.0 file in 6.0 without getting untitled?
Oh, well, that's your only choice. You don't like untitled? No, the reason that we open those files as untitled is that we believe that you may want to keep that PageMaker 5.0 file, and so we open actually a copy of it as you're opening PageMaker 6. That way we're not changing or in any way altering your PageMaker 5 file. It's just letting you open a copy in PageMaker 6. Then if you save it, it will be in 6.0 format.
Okay, let's take a caller. Larry from AMUG 300.
When we got the PageMaker 5.0, we had difficulty with Claris. Will the Claris translator be built into the 6.0?
We've updated our Claris import filters, and also in the time since we've released PageMaker 5, we've had 3 enhancement packs, which are collections of filters and plugins that update the software and keep it current with the current standards. So in the product will be Claris works for both 1, 2, and 3, and we're working on the 4.0 filter right now. Probably will come out in an enhancement pack, probably the first part of the year. So I hope that will work for you.
Thank you.
And I have another question from the AOL online service. The question is, does PageMaker have a Quark translator?
Well, we do something like that. What we have is a Quark Express, the ability to convert Quark Express files into PageMaker format. So if you're waiting to make that switch from Quark Express and you have some historical documents that you don't want to lose, you can use this new translator. It's now our 3rd generation of the Quark Express converter to convert those files into PageMaker 6. So it's a good question. Good.
And actually, a question did come in from AOL.
Yes.
They would like to know, can they transfer files from Adobe PageMaker or Illustrator to PageMaker?
We can import EPS files, but not native Adobe Illustrator files. So we can import their EPS file format and a lot of the other formats that they save in.
Okay, and we have a caller on the 800 number, Frank from Hershey Apple Core, I believe. Go ahead with your question, Frank.
Yes, I was wondering on the current version of PageMaker, are you going to be adding the capability to import or export HTML 3.0?
Yes, we will. One of the nice things about our HTML support is that it is a plugin, so it's not part of the base executable. We've already updated the plugin once up on both our forums on CompuServe, America Online, our World Wide Web, and our own tech support bulletin board. And we will keep doing that. And that, since the HTML author is the perfect application to update online, we'll be able to support that as well. And I want to thank Frank because the Hershey Apple Core gave PageMaker 6 the Best of Show award at Macworld. So, yeah.
Lori, I have a Macintosh SE, the original SE. I've got a 20 meg hard drive and 2 meg of memory. Am I going to be able to run 6.0 on that?
very, very slowly. No.
But you can do it.
No, actually.
It's kind of like a dog standing on its hind legs.
Have you heard about the Mac aquarium people that turn them?
That's right.
We do require an 030 processor or greater. It's really a pretty hefty application. You really want a pretty fast processor to run it. So, anyhow, good.
Well, I have one last question. Price.
Price, yes.
Upgrade versus?
Yes. Upgrade versus retail. The retail price is $895. On the street, it's about $550 or so. And if you have any version of PageMaker, 1.0
lowered the price on the upgrade.
We lowered the price on the upgrade by an entire $1. It's now $149. So.
All right, Lord.
But anyhow.
Well, I want to thank you for coming
Yes,
by.
sorry, thank you.
It's been a delight. So it's been wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Good try.
Okay, great.
You know, when we first spun out of Apple as the User Group Connection as an independent company, we had the User Group Member Purchase Program. And that was just part of what we did as the User Group Connection. This one thing that we did. This last summer, though, we dramatically expanded the scope of that program when we launched the User Group Store.
Right, we were listening to what you guys wanted, so that's what we did.
But we were also very concerned about the level of services that we're providing to help manage user groups and that sort of thing, the things that User Group Connection traditionally did. So when we started the store, we did it outside of the User Group Connection, actually in a different place.
Right.
UGC is still in Scotts Valley, and that's where Carmela works.
Headquarters, yes, we are still there and we are still providing service to user groups, making sure we do that by sponsoring NOGSA, you know, making sure those Quick Connect newsletters are out there with articles on user group management and keeping you up to date with events we're sponsoring as well as other vendors. And the tax exempt status guide, you know, how to become nonprofit. And then on the other side is the services side for vendors, making sure that we connect vendors to user groups who want to get their information out to you.
And the User Group Store, if you think about it, has an entirely different set of requirements. I mean, we don't need a bunch of offices. We need a big warehouse. We need people shipping stuff. We need a big room, you know, with people on telephones. And so the facilities are even different. So we took the store and put it about 10 miles away from User Group Connection in Soquel, coincidentally next door to the Federal Express office.
We have a very good relationship
So
with them.
we get stuff out right at the end of the day. And it's a whole separate operation. We did a little video, though.
We mailed that out to you in August when we launched the store.
Yeah, 3 months ago, we mailed it out. Some of you may not have seen that, so we're going to show you that video right now. I'm Ray Kaup. I'm president of User Group Connection. In October of 1993, we offered our first products through the User Group Member Purchase Program. We had the Performa 200 and a Style Writer printer refurbished, and people loved them. People loved the idea that we were giving special pricing to user group folks. Since then, they've been asking us for more and more product, and we've evolved the program over the last year and a half. I think our last purchase program flyer had around 15 products in it. What we're here to talk about today, though, is something completely new. The User Group Store, where members shop. The User Group Store is offering 150 products. What's really unique about the User Group Store is that we only carry products which are recommended and endorsed by user group people. Some of them will be terrific deals because we've been able to negotiate a special price with a vendor. The other thing that's wonderful about the store is that when you shop at the store, you benefit your user group through the User Group Points program.
Sam Decker, Marketing Manager. Well, we're different than other catalogs because we carry only user group special products. We offer points for our products, and we're cool. When we started looking at doing this catalog, we took a look at the other catalogs out there, like Mac Warehouse and Mac Zone and those, and we don't want to look like that. You know, we want to be more friendly. We want to be open. We're trying to make our catalog easy to read, informative. So we gave a little more space in the catalog. We added tidbits of information. We wrote our own copy on these catalogs. The monthly flyer will carry things in limited quantity, refurbished products, and hot deals in between the quarterly catalogs. The cool thing about the User Group Store catalog is that it's going to carry products that are recommended by user group leaders and from yourself. We welcome your submissions. If you think a product is cool, send us an email, send us a fax. We want to hear about it. We're going to have a presence online. We're on eWorld, we're on America Online, and we have a worldwide web page.
I'm Peter Weissel. I'm responsible for all the items that go into our catalog. We're going to carry 3 primary categories of products. 1 is user group specials, 2 are refurbished products, and 3 are what we call parity products. User group specials are those products where we've sat down and negotiated with the vendor great pricing, sometimes 20%, sometimes 30%, lower than what we would see as normal street pricing. Refurbished products are those products that have gone back to the manufacturer for whatever reason. Regardless of where they came from, Apple has taken these products and reserviced them, repackaged them, put a warranty on them, and provided them back to the user group members. What we've done at the user group store is every time one of the refurbished products come to our warehouse, each individual box is open and it's tested by our quality control technicians before it's sent out to you. Parity products are those that we carry as a convenience to user group members. We call them parity products because they're priced the same as they are anywhere else. But these are products that are user recommended and you'll also get points for them. One thing the user group store does not want to do is load up their catalog with products that other vendors are just trying to dump on us. They're items that you asked for. They're items you want.
My name's Tom Burning. I'm the manager for customer service at the user group store. A customer that calls the user group store should anticipate that they're going to have a friendly, confident, well-informed customer service representative at the other end of the line. Our customer service representatives don't work on commission. We hire them because they know their products and they know people. They know how to deal with customers, how to resolve issues for them, and how to get them the products they're looking for. We're open from 6 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, Pacific time. That's weekdays. On the weekends, we open up at 8 o'clock and stay open until 5 o'clock at night. The reason why we're open those hours is because we've done a study nationwide to find out when user group members are looking for us to be open. You can order products as late as 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's one of the great things about calling us. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and as a matter of fact, sometimes because of our unique relationship with FedEx, sometimes as late as 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you can order a product, have it shipped the same day, and it's going to be delivered on your doorstep the next day.
My name is Sherry Jackson, and I am the program manager for the user group store. Every time a member makes a purchase, there are points associated with that product. The points program is a way for us to give something back to the user group community. The points program allows the user group as a whole to collect points and redeem those points for products like BBS software, monitors, CPUs to run their training centers. And by putting together things like the points program, which is an incredible incentive for anybody to purchase from us, it gives us the opportunity to help you to grow your user group. A lot of smaller groups have actually turned in orders for some really great equipment to help them run training centers that they would have otherwise had a difficult time raising the funds for. If a user group member needs a product and they're going to buy it and they've decided what it is they're going to buy, why wouldn't they buy it from us if they can get points for it instead of going to some faceless company that they don't know and just buying whatever happens to be there? And that's what makes the user group store different from other catalogs.
The user group store is our response to all the things you've been asking us for the last year and a half. I mean, you wanted longer hours and more products and better service and overnight delivery, and that's what the user group store is all about. We've been working with user groups for 13 years now, and we want to continue that relationship on into the future, both through the user group store and through everything else that User Group Connection does.
We had a lot of fun fun doing that video. It's pretty low budget in the warehouse. I want to remind folks that we have the 800 number that you can call in and ask any questions you have about the User Group store. That number is 1-800-400 UGTV. We got
or 8488.
Yep, 8488. 1-800-400-8488 if you have any questions at all about the User Group store. And here to help us answer a couple of those questions, please welcome Sherry Jackson and Pete Weissel from the User Group store.
Hey guys, how you doing? Awesome. So Pete, you've been traveling for the User Group store.
Yes, I have. I just got back from the great Pacific Northwest, visiting a couple user groups up there. Getting wet, snowed on, you name it, I got it. But I met some really great people, talked to a lot of people about the store, got a lot of feedback from people that talked up about what's good, what works, what they don't think works. Got some great recommendations for some new products.
What's, is this one of those?
Oh, this is one of
the
them.
new products?
This is Studio Pad by Hitachi. It's a cordless drawing pen, works with a graphics tablet, and everybody knows it's a lot easier to draw with a pen than it is with a mouse.
Okay, is that one of those below street price products on the catalog?
Oh, you know it is. I think on the street...
You're right, Pete. We know it is.
Tell them!
Imagine that.
Yeah, on the street it sells for about $150, but at the User Group store you can get it for around $119.
Anything else? Any other specials coming up on the holidays? Really great deals on something?
Oh, we've got some great deals on in our catalog. About 30% of them are lower than street price, anywhere from 10 to 80%. But Radius just introduced a brand new Mac compatible CPU. We've got Radius in the box, out of the box, whether you want it with a modem or with a monitor or not. There's some great prices on them.
Good.
And Sherry, you are the program manager for the User Group store.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, mostly what it means, or at least what I'm spending most of my time doing these days, is actually doing the program manager for the points program.
And I saw you a couple of weeks ago in the conference room over at the store folding statements to mail out.
Yeah, roughly 2,200 of them. We closed the quarter 3 of 1995, in September 30th, and we pulled together all the information and actually got the statements out the first week of November.
On time.
On time, which is dynamite. So the processes there are getting cleaned up, and that's great.
And folks are, you know, cashing in their points to get stuff.
Are they ever? Yes, I'm actually seeing quite a few orders come through. It seems this last time through, I've seen more orders come through than before. A lot of Apple logo products are coming in. T-shirts, pens, cups, mugs. A couple of 7100s went out. Some modems, and I've even had some first-class BBS software go out.
That's exciting. Well, you know what? We promised we would answer questions from the folks out in the viewing audience, satellite sites and whatnot. I want to remind them of the number. It's 800-400-UGTV. And we have our first question on the line. This is from Eric at, boy, where are you, Eric? New York City?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead with your question, Eric.
Well, my user group isn't earning any points for the points program because we're a Newton-only user group. When are you going to start having Newton products?
Oh, you've been reading my mind.
Hey, Pete, when are you going to start having those new...
Right.
I love this. I can go, hey, Pete, this is your fault, right?
A couple of weeks ago, we met with Betsy McKnight, who's the #2 person in the Pi division, and we discussed carrying the whole Newton line in our catalog, and I'm sure you're going to see something coming up real shortly on it.
Great.
Okay.
So we expect to see your points.
We're working on it, Eric, as fast as we can.
Great. Now we're going to take Sue. She called in for a question, AMUG 300.
Hi. I'm just kind of wondering how the Studio Pad works for left-handed people. I have trouble drawing with a mouse because I hook my hand, and I wonder how that works.
It's cordless. You can work on the left or the right hand.
Okay, and there's no problem with hooking my hand when I write.
Shouldn't be.
Sounds
Okay.
pretty easy.
I'm left-handed. It works.
Okay, it's great. Thank you.
Okay, we have a question from the studio audience here. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, we at League try to get our Apple Star in the mail on the 1st of each month. And obviously, as you know, since you get the postings out from the User Group store, not quite on the 1st, maybe the 2nd or the 3rd, we hold up the mailing to the Apple Star until we get that, because we always like to give our readers, obviously, and members of the Apple user group the latest information, and that is a very important feature these days. Is there any way of you moving that up, say, a couple of days?
I can take that one. Actually, it's difficult for us to move the time up. The best thing for you to do is to allow us to actually mail our information directly to your members. That's the easiest way for the timing to work best, and also it allows us to recognize your members when they actually call in to place an order, so we can verify that they are a member of your user group.
They can also subscribe to our listserv.
On the internet, you can subscribe to the listserv, and you get it the minute we. You don't have to go and check; it just shows up in your inbox.
Okay, we have a question from eWorld actually, and they want to know if the user group store will be competing with other of the Mailhouse catalogs.
Actually, I think we are the competition now.
I think we're already there.
When the catalog goes out, every item in there, we haven't found it anywhere less than that in anybody else's catalog. Of course, prices change all the time, and everybody else keeps trying to drop their price to keep up with us, but we're not trying to be a Mac Mall. We're not trying to be a Mac warehouse. We're trying to be something that benefits the user groups. These are products, remember, that are recommended and requested by user group members.
And we have one more question on the phones. It's Frank from Mac Hershey. Mac Hershey.
Hershey Apple Core.
Hershey Apple Core. Sorry, Frank.
There you go.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, we have a couple groups here real close together. Is it possible to share points to get combined equipment?
That's interesting.
What do you think, Sherry?
I haven't heard that one before. I don't have a problem with it. I would only require notification from the leaders of all the groups that that's where you wanted to go.
Why not?
I don't see any reason why we can't.
All right. Well, Keith, Sherry, thanks for coming by the garage and sharing.
Good to see you.
We'll see you later.
We'll see you back
See
at
you
the
at
store.
home.
Hi guys. Hey, how you doing? Good, good, good. You've got to see this CD. You've got to see this CD. This is the greatest CD.
Go for it, Jerry.
Thank you.
Who is it?
It's Kitaro. I saw this on a PBS special, and I went out and I bought the CD, and I thought, what a great artist. I've got to have this. I brought it home, and on the back it says, QuickTime. QuickTime. Wait a minute. This is a regular CD. No, it's not. Turns out it's an enhanced CD. So it's got 68 minutes worth of music on it, plus a video. Let me see if I can get this up here on my disc so that you can see the video actually playing from the CD. So in addition to the 68 minutes of music, you get the video of Kitaro, the feature video from the PBS special, and you also get a video of the biography, all in a QuickTime movie. It's just one of the most exciting CDs I have ever seen. You've got to get it. It's at the company. It's at the user group store. It's at the user group store, and it's at. I'm going bye-bye now, but it's at the user group store, and you can get it at any record store nearby.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Well, I think the Kitaro CD is an example of how pervasive multimedia is becoming these days.
Definitely.
And nowhere is that more the case than in the education world. We're real fortunate here to have joining us today the manager of Apple's Home Learning Initiative, Gene Longo. Gene?
Thank you.
Okay. So, Apple Home Learning did a user group tour this summer. How'd that go for you?
Went very well. The folks from Claris and the folks from Apple both were on tour showing off things like WiggleWorks and our Home Learning Initiative program.
And of course, the ever memorable Wiggle Worm character that went with them.
Wiggle Worm pops up now and then.
Good, good. I'm glad that worked out.
And one of the big initiatives, I think, is this connection between the home and the education, between the home and the school, and the involvement of parents in school. What's Apple doing to help make that connection?
Well, as you pointed out earlier, Apple is the leader in the school market. So we feel in the home market we have a really strong leadership position to make that connection between home and school. And actually we've seen that research points to that that's the #1 reason to buy a home computer.
For education, for the
education
kids.
purpose, exactly.
Okay, and what kind of strategic relations has Apple, formed in the learning arena?
That's a good question. We actually try to work with companies that have similar brands as Apple. And this year we formed a strategic relationship with PBS. We're the first underwriter of the new Ready to Learn service on PBS, which is the umbrella service over all their children's programming.
So in addition to the Sesame stuff, we're also going to get some Barney.
Barney's part of the service, yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just so glad my kids grew up before Barney. So what's Apple doing, to communicate about this? Got some advertising going?
Well, in addition to all of the regular advertising Apple's been doing in the home market, we've really focused on print and TV ads and our infomercial, which features a family that's buying their first computer, and learning's a big part of it.
Are you going to run that again?
The infomercial will be running. It started last weekend, I believe, for the holiday season. It will run through the Christmas time.
Good.
Right. So tell me about the family computing workshops. I understand, that's been happening a while. What's the goal behind the program?
We use a group of educators, 12 educators from around the country to advise us. And one of the things that they asked is, please help us communicate to parents the benefits of technology and education.
I think a few are old user group members, too, advisory council members.
Absolutely. Merle Marsh out there in Maryland and a few others. But what we try to do is build a kit that has all the materials they need to have to host a family computing workshop. And we piloted this with about 11 to 1,200 schools around the country.
1,200, that's great.
This sounds like a perfect example of a way that user groups can get involved in a community service kind of project. Are you planning on making the family computing workshops available to user groups?
Well, we would like to involve user groups and make them available if they work with a school in their community. We're really seeing the importance of tying in the community and the schools.
So,
I don't think
so a
that's
user
a
group,
problem.
so the local user group hooks up with a local school, and the school has to be able, obviously, to put on the event, that is, have some computers or presentation
Absolutely. Between them, they need to
capabilities.
have the hardware to run the workshop and have a facility that's large enough to bring up to 100 people to attend.
And it's handouts for the parents, demonstrations.
There's handouts for the parents, the presentation, the software, and the whole planning guide on how to plan and host a successful event's included.
Good. So maybe we can incorporate something in the next mailing about that.
We will work with you to do that, yes.
Fabulous.
Good.
Okay, look for that. Look for that.
On our last user group TV broadcast, we had Frank Casanova from the Advanced Technology Group who was showing off some of the speech-to-text capability. I understand you have an example of an application that uses that technology in a learning environment.
Absolutely, and we brought it along today.
Let's go.
And while they're getting over there to set up the demo, I want to remind folks, if you have any questions at all about the Performa product line, about home learning, about Apple USA, give us a call on the 800 number. That's 1-800-400-UGTV or 8488. Thank you.
Okay, well, what do we have here, Gene?
Well, this is a brand new product from a company called Theatrics, and this is their first product, and it's called Hollywood. And like the name says, children will have the ability to write their own scripts, pick actors, assign actions and backgrounds and everything to create their own movies.
So they're able to really use their imagination here.
Absolutely.
That's great.
It comes with a number of settings. Right now you're seeing a new setting behind it, but I can click on any of these settings in the palette and change it from a press conference to a classroom to the one that we had selected earlier, which was a news station.
Looks like there's quite a few settings they can choose.
There's quite a few. We can also select a character and assign that character a variety of different actions and movements. So this character defaults, her name's Tiffany. She's an artist, but I could change her to a movie star, and she's into making money. And we might want to give her a voice like this.
Hey there.
And we can actually have Tiffany speak because it uses the text-to-speech technology.
My name is Tiffany. I'm a movie star.
Sounds like she wants to sing, too.
And I'm interested in
Tiffany does like to sing, so we'll select that. We've titled our show, Welcome to the UGTV. So now we can go right into our script. And at this point, you can type in things, or you can actually assign actions to the various characters.
How do you assign actions?
Well, simply by clicking on the Palm Man, his name is Palm Man, we could go into this.
It's more like a palm dude.
A Palm Dude. We could actually have him open his laptop computer.
Hey, I'm sure that's a power book, right?
That could be a power book. We can also add musical sounds or different types of
Typewriter.
different types of sounds. So I could go from animals to, let's say we want to end this with some type of musical sting. And we'll select that. Now we're ready to actually go into the theater and play our episode. Of course, we could type in here for a while as well.
Okay, yeah, why don't you type in something so that we know that, this isn't canned or anything.
So we'll just type in the end.
Hey, that's simple.
We'll go to the theater, and we'll click play, and up will come the movie.
Catchy.
Beginning music there. And now the show
Welcome to another episode of UGTV.
Hey! Great. We have a studio audience question?
Oh, yes. Obviously, when I hear about new software, we like to take the family down to one of the Apple stores somewhere that sells it and try it out and play with it. But quite frequently, I'm wondering if we can get some help from Apple, because some of the consumer electronic places have been locking up the machines so that even a powerful PowerBook 5300 CE that we found at one of the stores with a line at it takes a long time to boot, and the software doesn't zoom like it really should. It's snail pace. So to help not only this publisher with the learning software but all the rest, I'm thinking that maybe there's something Apple can do to put a new type of locking system, provide it free to those that are out on display, and let the product really shine. Okay? Thank you.
We actually have a interactive screen demo on the Performa units, which allow for the runtime version of showing off different software at retail, and have worked with a variety of retailers across the country to implement that. Unfortunately, we can't control every reseller in what they decide to keep on their computer.
Okay. Well, you know, a lot of folks are saying there are not enough Mac titles out there. Now, I'm sure there are, and I'm sure you can tell me where they can find them.
Well, we get that question a lot, and one of the programs we've been locked away working on for several months now is something we're calling the Shelf Space Initiative.
Great.
And I'd like to talk to you about that.
Okay.
This holiday season, actually last Monday, we launched a multi-million-dollar program at retail to increase the Mac presence of software titles and help our developers sell through this holiday season. It's been very important to us because we wanted to integrate the customer, the retailer, and the developer in this program. And we will actually be reaching over 7 million consumers with direct mail programs, as well as a website beyond that 7 million, featuring 162 hot software products for the holiday season, each with their own offer, consumer offer. So there's a big savings.
Special pricing.
Special pricing, premiums, buy two, get one free. Each developer came up with their own creative offer.
What about this is a question, by the way, from the America Online live simulcast of the show. Question asking about the new PowerPC Performas.
We actually launched the new PowerPC Performas last July in New York. They're in store now, the 5200 series and 6200 series, so they're readily available.
Okay.
Okay, we have an year-old question, and they would like to know what age group is Hollywood, the product, targeted to?
Well, Hollywood is targeted at kids 8 and up. I'm sure the whole family will have fun with it.
Okay.
You had another program going for a while, and I know a lot of user groups have been involved in participating in that program called Demo Days.
Yes.
Something like 2/3 of the demoers in some parts of the country were actually user group members.
Yes, the Demo Days program was launched a few weeks ago, and it's across the country. We'll have over 8,000 events with a high percentage of those people performing the events from the user groups.
What about the product availability issue? You know, we've had some concerns in the store where you go to buy a Macintosh and there aren't any there. What are you doing to address that? Are we out of the woods on that?
Well, in the consumer market, we've made sure this holiday season that the products will be there for the Christmas shoppers. So we believe that we're caught up.
Good.
Sounds like we have another audience question here. Who do we got? Oh, there you are.
Can you easily change the character in that product?
Oh, in Hollywood.
Yes, you can. You have a choice of about 12 different characters that you can change and change their voices and actions throughout the product.
Cool.
So you sent this out. You mentioned that you had sent this out to what, 11 million of the
7 million.
7 million.
There's a 64-page catalog that went to over 1.2 million consumers who purchased a Mac in the last 3 years for the home.
If you filled out your registration card.
If you filled out, 70% in the Performa market fill out their registration form.
Wow.
The mini version is available in store in retailers throughout the country, both nationally and regionally.
Okay. And actually, it's been very successful.
To date, Monday we had a huge number of coupons turned in, and anybody in the fulfillment business, it's really hard to get those
awfully
coupons.
early.
Yeah, and we're real excited.
Well, good. Glad to hear it's going well for
Yeah.
you, Gene, and I want to thank you for coming by the garage.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
Gene.
Thanks.
Well, you know, keeping on the same subject of multimedia and educational software, our next guest is actually here to introduce their latest edutainment multimedia software title. From Disney Interactive, please welcome Director of Marketing, Mark Greenberg. A lot of mouse ears out there.
Nice hats, yeah. So I understand Disney has also been out on the user group road tour.
Right, that's great. We love showing our stuff, and we've been with Carmela in a lot of different areas. And in fact, we're going to be in Washington, D.C. This Saturday.
Saturday with
Washington Apple Pie.
Washington Apple Pie. Good.
That's right. So I know what you're coming out with, but I'm sure these folks would like to know exactly what software titles that Disney's coming out with.
Well, great. For the holiday season, we have 2 animated storybooks, Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree, and the Pocahontas animated storybook. And we'll also have the Lion King Activity Center.
Lion King Activity Center?
Yeah.
So you have animated storybooks and activity centers. Can you draw the distinction between those two?
Sure. The animated storybooks are sort of classic Disney stories in an interactive format. The user controls what they see, hear, and do through interactive story pages and clickables and games that help move the story along. The Activity Center is sort of games, puzzles, and art activities all themed to a Disney property.
So more on the educational learning side of...
Right. Both provide a lot of fun learning.
Edutainment.
Edutainment.
Edutainment. Yeah. So what is it about your titles that make what is it about Disney titles that makes them different from everybody else's kids software?
Well, first of all, with the characters, you know, the beloved characters the kids know and love and can identify with. They're characters with real personality. You know, you combine that with the fun learning aspect and great storytelling, music, and of course the beautiful backgrounds and artwork and animation all done by Disney artists and animators.
Fabulous, and it's beautiful. I know that. With the holidays coming and a lot of parents buying computers for the home, most of them are very new users, etc. do you have any tips for them and, buying software for their kids?
Sure. A lot of software today is very rich and full of content. And we'd like to make the suggestion that parents actually open up the software first and test drive it, become familiar with it. So that way, when you give it as a present, you can be the expert and you know the ins and outs of the whole
Yeah, but
the
they
program.
may never give it to the child.
That could be true. They get enthralled with it.
So, Mark, you brought a demo of one of your titles.
Yep, we have the Lion King Activity Center for you.
Good.
Anybody here see the movie, The Lion King?
I own the video.
All right. Well, here we are at the Lion King Activity Center. It's a king-size adventure of games, puzzles, and art activities. And as you notice, we signed in with my name because there are a few features here where you actually get to print out certificates with your name on it, or you get to play against one of your favorite characters.
Check it out.
So Simba here kind of comes out and he welcomes you to his kingdom. And there are 3 different lobbies where there are activities. There are 9 activities in all, 3 activities in each lobby, and each lobby is hosted by one of your favorite characters. Let's go on over to the jungle. And who do you think hosts the jungle?
Timon and
Pumbaa. Right. Now, in the jungle, we have 3 different activities. We have our version of a little hangman spelling game, a game called Hidden Animals, which is sort of like highlights, where you try to find Pumbaa's lost friends, and bug matching. Why don't we kind of go over to the spelling game first? Ernie Sabella, who actually voiced Pumbaa, is in our product as the original voice of Pumbaa.
You use a lot of the actors.
We try to. When they're available and we can get them, we try to get them into the product.
That's good.
That way it maintains the integrity of the character.
Absolutely.
This is, as we might have mentioned, there's 3 levels of difficulty at each activity level. This is the easy level. And
3 letters, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Should be pretty easy.
Let's see what happens when we go to the medium level.
Okay. It doesn't look like he's too worried.
And every time you get a letter correct, a vine snaps. And if you notice, Pumbaa's sort of...
Try another
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
T.
Oh.
Hey. No, that's not it.
Oh.
E. No, that's not it. Ah.
Almost there.
He loves
C.
getting dunked in the mud. Here we go.
K. Stick.
Look out below! Pumbaa. So that's our mud dunking contest there.
Looks pretty fun.
At the most difficult level, there are no verbal clues at all. It's just like Hangman and can really challenge you for hours on end. Now, bug matching. Kids love bugs, right?
That's right.
And Timon loves to eat bugs. And everyone knows the 2 bugs that look exactly alike taste best.
Absolutely.
So we're trying to find the 2 bugs that look best and feed Timon his lunch.
Different looking bugs. Well, it's
Yeah, if you
true.
notice the backgrounds here, the great attention to detail, there's even the shadows coming off the tentacles or the antenna of the butterfly.
And I'll thank you from the bottom of my
All right, let's help
stomach.
find Timon's lunch.
Timon.
There we go. And you notice every time you collect the bug, you get a little icon up top. And when you complete all 10, because there are 10 different sets of bugs, you will get a special certificate personalized with your name and the date. And we expect to see a lot of those coming up on refrigerator walls this season.
See those 2.
So that's bug matching. Let me show you what some of the higher levels look like just to show you the challenge.
Okay.
The easy level, 4 bugs, not too tough. Medium level, a little more bugs, a little tougher. And then here's the really difficult level. You could probably spend a good
the bigger
afternoon.
kids, right?
Exactly, or for me. You can probably spend all afternoon doing this.
Okay.
There we go. We're not even going to attempt that today.
Lots of detail there. Come on.
So those are a couple of the games in the jungle, but we wouldn't be fair if we didn't go to Simba's place as well, and that's the Shadowlands. Simba, Nala, and Ed, the hyena, host sort of the Shadowlands. Here we have a maze where you're trying to get Simba out of the Shadowlands back to his jungle home. We have a memory game where you're trying to matching cards.
Concentration.
Exactly. And this is a game, it's a multi-user game. You can either play against a friend, a brother, or sister, or against one of the characters of the Lion King.
Oh boy.
And they're pretty smart. They usually beat me.
I bet.
And this is Xylobones. This is Ed's favorite place to hang out. And basically here you try to follow Ed's beat as he plays. Now Ed is actually voiced by Jim Cummings, who's also the voice of Winnie the Pooh. See if you can find the resemblance in the sound of their voices. And you just try to follow him around. And he gets a kick out of it when you get it right.
So,
this helps promote memory and pattern recognition, and I guess if you do it blindfolded, if you do this blindfolded, you even get sound recognition. The other thing I like to do is you can play solo.
That means it's all yours.
Exactly.
Play me something, okay?
Exactly, and a little 10-year-old boy taught me this one. See if you can recognize it.
Name that tune, folks.
We have a winner! I'm still trying to figure out how to play Freebird.
Might take a while, huh?
Exactly. The final lobby we have is Rafiki's Tree, the wise old baboon. Rafiki, who's voiced by Robert Guillaume, who also was Rafiki in the film. And here are the three activities. We have a game called Achi, which is an traditional African game. It's sort of a cross between tic-tac-toe and Chinese checkers.
Wow.
And this is another game where you can play against a friend or a family member, or against Rafiki. And Rafiki is out to
You
win.
actually beat the characters, though, if you play against them.
If you're really, really good, because Rafiki's pretty smart.
I was going to say, the wise old baboon.
We also have an art center, which has 7 different art activities, full featured. We've drawn, painting, magic brush that makes you always stay within the lines and always gives the perfect colors. I usually need that.
And that's stuff they can print out and take while
Exactly.
they're traveling, etc.
You can print it out in color, or you can print it out in black and white and make your own coloring book.
Great.
And let's take a look. And this is our puzzle. There's over 40 different caps images from the feature film. And this is just sort of a drop and drag. You know, it's kind of a mess, so you might want to move things around a little bit. Find the corners. We can. And as you go through, you will find the picture magically appears. At the more difficult levels, there are a lot more pieces. And again, at the highest level, you will spend many, many moments trying to put this thing together.
Well, I know it takes me quite a few hours, days to do just a regular puzzle, so.
Exactly. So all these activities are...
Show them the hard level.
The hard level?
Show them the hard level.
All right, well, this is the medium level, and then this is the hard level, and that's a lot of pieces.
That's a lot of pieces.
We can also go with the grid.
Oh, cheating,
So that kind of helps. Let's see. Let's try to find an edge. I'm not sure. There's a help function that will help you figure out where
is there
it goes.
a technical support line you can call?
Good. I'm glad you pointed that out. Actually, Disney Customer Support has a toll-free number. It's open 7 days a week, and in fact, we'll be open Christmas Eve and Christmas to answer any questions you might have about any of our products.
Those kids open those presents and they want to play with it. That's great. And I see you brought some mouse
I did.
pads.
I did.
So what should we do with these mouse pads? Oh, you just ran it. Well, you have one more. Okay, well, thanks, Mark. That was
Thank
great.
you. I appreciate it. Love being here.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you know, one of the most fun things that we do during the year is the North American User Group Symposium and Workshop, or NOGSAW. This is an event that's a leadership conference to help user groups be better at being user groups. And the last one was actually held in Toronto in early September. We took the UGTV camera to Toronto with us, and we actually set it up in a room in the hotel. It was very late at night, actually maybe even early in the morning, and we pulled people in and asked them about what they thought about their experiences at NOGSAW. Let's take a look at that tape right now.
I came to this NOGSAW because I'm a new group leader. I've been involved and employed by the BCS for 8 years now, but this is really my chance to connect with other user group leaders.
I came to learn.
I came to this NOGSAW in Toronto because by it being my second NOGSAW, I wanted to interact with other user group members.
I came here because I decided to run it 2 years ago and I couldn't pull out of it.
This is the best forum I have found, face-to-face, around the table, to throw out our problems, throw out ideas.
One of the best, most personally rewarding things of being here at NOGSAW was leading a session I learned maybe as much from the session leading it as the people who took the class or took the session.
The contacts and friendships that you make are probably the most important thing you could ever take away from one of these things.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot this year. I learned that there are many, many user groups out there under 100, 200 members, and they're doing some fantastic things for the users in their community.
The most valuable insight I've had on this NOG, and to a certain amount it's true with others, is the support you get from the other people.
You come away with some answers, but you also come away with some questions that you never thought to ask before.
I think the best information I picked up at this NOGSAW was in a session on how to encourage, recruit volunteers.
The best thing about this NOGSAW, which happened for the first time in Canada, is that it brought Canadian user groups together.
The other thing you learn, I think, or that's important that people learn, is working together. Working with other people. People that are from very diverse backgrounds, and that you can work together. You can totally disagree with each other, but you can still work together to accomplish something.
When we get home, the thing that we're going to do differently is publicity about our own user group. We know how great we are, and we want the world to know too.
I think one of the things I've learned from this conference is to try to get the other officers of the user group to live up to their responsibility more.
Maybe a more important thing that I'm going to take back home with me is this whole issue of you can't do it all yourself. You got to learn to delegate.
When I get back to New York tomorrow, I plan to sit down with our volunteer coordinator and discuss some ideas that I've developed from the conference to build a special activist program.
One of the things, the primary thing I'm going to do is keep in touch more with other user group leaders from across the country.
When I return to my user group, I think what I'll bring back is a sense of providing positive feedback for people.
I would recommend coming to NOGSAW to any user group leader I met, because in today's age of email and online chats and telecommunications, absolutely nothing can substitute for face-to-face personal conversation.
I would recommend any user group leader to attend a NOGSAW if they want a cross-fertilization of other user groups.
The way that you really do find things that kind of recharge your batteries, let you know that you're not there all alone.
Coming to NOGSAW gives them a chance to strut their stuff, to share what they do with other people who haven't yet tried it, haven't maybe gotten up the nerve to try it.
In spite of the fact that it was a lot of work, we had a lot of fun too. And I wish everybody who is going to organize the future NOGSAW to have as much fun as we've had.
Do you know about NOGSAW? Do you really want to understand how user group leaders get their ideas and learn from each other? You ought to attend the next one. Please go.
Well, that's a little bit about NOGSAW in Toronto. And everybody had a great time up there, myself included. I want to remind folks, if there's any way you can make it to Dallas, the next NOGSAW is going to be in Dallas in early June, I think the 7th through the 9th. It's being led by Dan Sailors of the Dallas MacPlay. And Dan has some great ideas about how to make the NOGSAW even better this year, including a user group awards program for different features, different things that user groups do. Dan can be reached at the online address of NOGSAW, N-A-U-G-S-A-W, at ugconnection.org. So drop him a note. And I seem to have lost Carmela.
Ray, I'm over
there
Here
she
in the
is.
studio audience. Actually, I spotted an old friend of ours from Apple, Suzanne Lee, and she was just about to tell me. She was just about to tell me about what macOS is up to. You just released a kit, isn't that right?
That's right. User group members are going to love this. We just released the Fall '95 edition of the macOS System Software Essentials Kit. We kind of call it everything but the kitchen sink in this. It's got Copeland information. Yes, everybody's going to love that.
Good.
It's got macOS information, and it's got OpenDoc too.
That's great. Now, we're going to send this out, right? We're sending this out
sending
to
this
user
out.
groups in the next mailing, in
That's
fact.
right.
So why would they want to get their hands on it?
Well, user group members, a lot of them are already using System 7.5, and they're saying, so what's coming up in enhancements? This will tell them that. Also, we're talking about futures, things like Copeland again. And also, yeah, all right, let's go for Copeland. And there's a lot of talk about OpenDoc and how it's going to change the way we even think about system software. So this will keep you up to date.
Okay, you mentioned OpenDoc that's in there, Copeland that is in there, but what other essential tools and information will they, want to look at?
Well, we packed this baby out. In fact, we've got over 200 pieces of information in this. We've got white papers, we've got presentations, we've got Q&As, we've got demos, just about anything
That's why
could
you need
ask
2
for.
CDs.
That's it, exactly right. We have packed this into 2 CDs, one for macOS information, one for OpenDoc information. And then there's a, oh yeah, 2 of them. And the neat thing too is there's a really cool Apple Guide interface on this so that if you get lost or you need some help in searching, it's right there to help you out.
Okay.
Cool stuff.
Okay, well, we're sending one to each user group in the United States and in
Right.
Canada. How about if an individual wants to get it themselves?
We made it really easy for you. In fact, we've got a one address that you have to look at. So if you send us an email, send the email to macOS-request@ugconnection.org, and we'll send you back a list that's filled with how do I get these kits, how do I get collateral, how do I get websites that are related to the macOS as well.
Well, you're going to be getting a lot of mail now.
Yeah, that's
You
what we
are
want.
Now, I understand that you're also just completing an animated story about macOS technology.
That's right. In January, you're going to be able, through the user group mailing and also through the starting line catalog, to get this animated tour, which is really neat. It talks about macOS technologies, both current and future, and how it'll benefit you whether you're at work or at school or at home. Really cool stuff. In fact, let's take a look at a clip right now.
Fabulous.
Yikes! Hello. Wow. Hey!
I like it. I like it. And now, are we going to send that out to user groups as well? once it's done?
Definitely going to send that out to user groups in January. Bottom line is get the kit, use the kit, share it with all your user group friends. Get up on our websites and browse that information as well. This is the best way I can tell you to stay in touch with macOS information.
Excellent. Excellent information.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate you, keeping us up to date with macOS. These guys are always asking what's going on and, what
This
cool
is the
new
best
thing.
way. That's
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you. Next, we'll go to a video from MacPlay explaining a contest they have specifically for user group members on their hot new product, Descent.
Hi, this is Bill Dugan from MacPlay, and we're here at MacPlay QA, where our playtesters are furiously playtesting the incredible game Descent to get it ready for you so that you can play and win the 1995 Descent Tournament and Free-for-All sponsored by MacPlay. As you know, Descent is the most incredible experience that's ever existed on a Macintosh computer, and it'll blow your mind. What you need to do to play is contact your user group administrator. They've received a flyer from us that already talks about how to enter the contest. Then what you need to do is waste the other losers in your user group. After you've done that, we're going to set you up from MacPlay to play against all the other champions from the other user groups that have played Descent. If you're a regional winner, you get $1,000 and a free trip to Macworld. Then we're going to have you play the other 3 winners from the other regions. Once you waste them, you're going to be the Descent champion of the world, and you win a free Power Computing computer. So, enter the contest, play lots of Descent, and visit us at www.macplay.com, which has the complete rules and regulations. And then all you have to do is get good at Descent and beat everybody else in the nation. It's no problem. Win a free computer. Thank you.
Looks like a pretty cool game. I know if I was a user group member, I'd be playing that game and contacting MacPlay.
That's a good prize.
I would think so.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a user group meeting unless
we had the big raffle.
Let's go over here. Yes, it's that time to roll out the User Group Garage Memorial Dryer.
The infamous memorial dryer.
And I want to remind people that the way that you entered this was we sent out the entry forms in the mailing a couple months ago. You had to fill that out, send it back, or they could do it a couple other ways.
Email, yeah, fax, and it's in here.
Anyhow,
it really
if
is.
you've sent in an entry, it's in here, and we want to make sure that people understand that this drawing is not to line the pockets of the leadership of the user group, that this prize is for the benefit, this prize is for the benefit of the entire user group, not just for the name on the card.
For your user group.
So that's what the raffle's all about.
Okay. Should we start to tumble?
Get a prize. Maybe we get a prize first. What do you think?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Get them a prize.
That'd be a good thing.
We'll
Why don't you
do
go find a prize?
Okay, well, I don't know. We got got a rose bush? No, actually, I have something hidden away here for everybody. You remember me talking about it. Here it is. My SE. No? Okay, fine. How about this Power Computing Macintosh compatible?
That's right, Ray. The lucky winner will receive a Power Computing Power 120 featuring a 120 megahertz Power PC 601 RISC microprocessor with integrated floating point processor. This Power 120 has 16 megabytes of RAM, expandable to 200 megabytes. A high-performance video card supports millions of colors on monitors up to 17 inches. It also has an internal 1 gig hard drive, a quad-speed internal CD-ROM drive, built-in Ethernet, and CD-quality 16-bit stereo audio input and output.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to be sure and thank our friend and big user group supporter, Bob Levitas at Power Computing, who provided that prize.
Just another fabulous prize we're giving away here on UGTV.
Okay, let's mix them up here. Tumble the dry.
Good, let's dry. Push start. Push start.
It's not working, Carmel. You broke the dryer. Dryers, don't you? Yeah, I can fix anything. Here's what the problem is. We forgot to plug it in.
Electricity would help here, wouldn't it?
Oh man, I'm old.
Easy.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
Dude,
I think it'll work now.
You're glowing.
I got a charge out of that. Let's tumble.
Okay, let's tumble.
Okay.
Okay.
Now it's running good.
Yeah, it's better than ever, I
Wow.
think. Much better than
Like it
ever.
had a tune-up or something.
Well, okay, well, I'm going to turn it off now. Great.
And reach
Are
on
we
in there and
anxious?
let's choose a winner.
I'm going to mix it up just a little more, just in case.
Just in case.
And the winner is...
Scott Kaler, actually Clark County Mug is going to win the Power Computing Machine.
Right.
Great. So remember,
Congratulations.
it's for your user group.
Yep, be careful with that, Scott.
Yep.
Careful taking that dryer back,
I am
too.
going to be careful.
You know, one of the coolest products that we saw come out this last summer was Apple's Color Laser Writer 12600. It's like an alphabet soup at the end, the 12600 PS. But what an incredible product that is. I mean, you know, the quality of, that they put out of the thing. And we're real lucky to have here today the Apple Printer Group Product Manager, Ken Feehan.
You did.
You should blow them out.
I can't blow them out. They'll actually light the studio on fire in just a second.
What'll we do with them?
Don't you want to know why they're here?
Why are they here, Ken?
Why are they here, Ken?
I'm glad you happened to ask. Actually, 1995 is the 10th year anniversary.
They're still here, Ken.
For all the attention. Please.
Okay. Somebody's playing a joke on us, Ken.
Okay.
I'm afraid
Here.
I've been set up.
Let's get a bucket.
Well, while we call the fire department.
Tell us why we have them here, Ken.
1995 is the 10th anniversary of the Apple Laser Writer. 10 years ago.
10 years.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Laser Writer. Happy birthday to you.
So, I got to tell you, Ken, you got 10 cupcakes here, which works. That works for...
Do we have any more cupcakes?
I didn't bring a
them to
T-shirt.
100 pieces here.
10 is not enough for this
actually,
audience.
We do have some more cupcakes for everybody. Bring them on out.
These are really good.
So again, you know, in 1985, we, with the help of Adobe and with PageMaker, we launched desktop publishing. And we're confident that with the Color Laser Writer and the color technologies that are out in the applications and the operating systems, that we're right at the launch of color desktop publishing. And the Color Laser Writer will be a key in that.
That's wonderful. Now, I understand you had lived in Boston, and you were actually, what, a Boston Computer Society member?
Exactly. Before joining Apple Computer, I did live in Boston, and I was actually a member of Boston Computer Society in '84 when Steve Jobs came by and launched Macintosh. It was a great way to get product information, and I'm a a big enthusiast of user groups.
There.
I was there.
At the beginning.
That's
At the beginning.
Incredible.
So, you know, this is a really big laser writer. Who's the
that's the
target
joke.
customer for this? Is you looking for somebody with just a really big desk?
Well, actually, no, it's a bit more precise than that. Actually, we're looking for people who communicate. People who use paper or people who use transparencies to communicate are our target customer. People who do product brochures, people who do color business plans, people who do transparencies in order to communicate business programs, or people who simply want to graph. Lots of information is graphed, and it's much easier to communicate in color in order to help differentiate what's going on. So we look to people who use Quark and PageMaker and applications like Illustrator, Photoshop, Persuasion, PowerPoint, or even something as simple as Microsoft Excel. Any way that you can communicate, generally there's easier ways and more effective ways to communicate in color, and the Color Laser Writer really plays to that strength.
Well, I'm sure these people would like to know how much it costs.
Good question. The Color Laser Writer actually costs about the same as the original Laser Writer did in 1985. It costs $6,989. That's fully equipped, fully ready to go right outside the box, fully supportive of 600 dots per inch, fully networked compatible for Macintosh, Windows, and Unix users, full Adobe PostScript compatibility built right in. Literally take it out of the box, put it on the desk, and you're printing. So you're all set to go for less than $7,000 suggested price.
the original price of the original laser, right?
Just about the original price. It's a bit bigger still, and it's a bit more powerful.
You get a lot more for the same
You get a
amount
lot
of money.
more for the same amount of money.
And lots of colors.
Lots of colors.
I did want to remind our viewers, if you have any questions for Ken or about the printer products, about the imaging group, give us a call on the 800 number. That's 1-800-400-UGTV.
Or 8488.
Exactly right. So, Ken, you guys won a bunch of awards for this printer.
Actually, right. Since we've launched in June, we've received a couple of industry awards, and we've been reviewed very, very well. We received great reviews in magazines like Mac User magazine, where we received 4.5 out of 5 mice for the product. Mac User also recognized the product highly, and we're very proud of our Editor's Choice Award from PC Week magazine, actually.
PC Week magazine. I don't read that myself, but...
Well, actually, we're very proud of it because, again, Color Laser Writer is a cross-platform situation.
Right.
We have lots of Macintosh users who use Macintoshes in offices and business environments where there are Windows machines also. So we designed the Color Laser Writer from the get-go to be a full cross-platform printer, and the combination of Adobe PostScript, full networking capabilities, parallel port, it means it's just as easy to use from your Windows machine as it is from your Macintosh. I prefer Macintosh, but it certainly is full cross-platform.
Now, you wouldn't have won all these awards if the image quality was bad, would you?
No, no. Actually, when people think of the Apple LaserWriter brand, they do think of the best image quality in the business, and we felt that that was very important to bring to our Color LaserWriter product. So we started with a great engine that was capable of doing 600 dots per inch.
But then you have Apple value added on top of that.
Absolutely, the stuff that we add on top of that in the controller area. First thing we wanted to do is we wanted to make the best image quality available, so we extended our photograde technology to color and introduced something called color photograde technologies. This gives near photographic reproduction capabilities for images, and it complements our business graphics, and it complements our color text. So color photograde gives us very high image quality, the best in the business. High image quality usually means high price, though, on printers. So Apple designed another technology, which was added onto our color printer, called Contone and Compression technology. And this takes very large amounts of color information and compresses it down to a relatively small amount of RAM. So color photograde gives us high image quality, and Apple Contone Compression technologies means affordable, high-quality color. So we're very pleased. Lots of value added in this product, lots of reasons why this product stands out above the competition, and lots of reasons why this is going to be a great time for color publishing.
Fabulous. Now, before we go and check out the printer, I want to know, I know you mentioned that it's cross-platform. It can work both on a PC as well as a Mac, and it's networkable, correct?
Absolutely. It's fully networking. We have a couple ports on the back of the computer. The first one is the Ethernet port. The Ethernet port supports the protocols of EtherTalk for Macintosh users. That's the one we use most often. It supports Novell NetWare Ethernet protocols for Windows users, and it supports TCP/IP for Unix users. So regardless of which platform you're on, regardless of how you'd like to communicate with the printer, Ethernet's one way to do that. You'll also find local talk ports on the on the back of the computer. People expect that from a Macintosh computer.
Okay.
Printer. And lastly, you'll find a high-speed plug-and-play compatible parallel port. So again, local talk ports, parallel ports, and Ethernet ports. Full cross-platform ports right on the back of the machine.
Well, let's take them for a tour on this machine.
Absolutely. Here's our Apple Color Laser Writer, and one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to make it easy to use. So we designed access to the printer to be everything was accessible from the front panel. So a user can walk up, check to see the status of the products, pick up print samples, get paper. Everything's available from the front. But the real heart of this particular printer right now is the user interface panel. This is a user interface panel which will glow green if everything's going well. But if some consumable needs attention, such as a toner cartridge running low or something like that, this is where you'll receive that information. There's also a nice map to the printer which will show you where paper potentially is getting hung up or something like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at this as if we were going to be replacing one of the toner cartridges that was running low. Let's go ahead and open up the door and take a look inside. Ooh.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Everything inside the printer is very easily accessible. There's no sharp edges. It's really kind of cozy inside. And everything that needs to be touched is obviously Dayglow green. We came in here in order to change your toner cartridge. Let's go ahead and get the toner cartridge out that we were going to be wanting to change. Let's just simply use the button.
Crayola crayons in there.
It's kind of like that. And just simply let's take out the appropriate toner cartridge. So if it was low, bring it out. Open up another one,
And
that was good.
let's go ahead and
Same one.
It was not. It was different. Again, very easy to do. Very much clean hands. It's not something that you're going to get dirty from. You're not pouring any toner
Let me see
cartridges.
those hands. Okay, that's
Relatively clean hands. But just very, very simple to operate. There's a couple of other things. Color printers are a little bit more complicated than monochrome printers. We have a waste toner bottle. We have another slide-out replaceable component that's good for about 10,000 pages called an organic photoconductor. And we literally have an oil bottle which lives inside the printer and gets replaced about every 15,000 pages. Paper goes right in the front tray, and you pick it up right at the top.
very easy.
Very easy. So high quality, affordable, ready to go out of the box, and easy to use and maintain.
Great. Well, let's go and take a question.
We've got some questions coming in. So let's take our first caller. This is from Chris at NYMUG. Go ahead with your question, Chris.
Hi, Ray. How you doing?
Doing
Looking
great.
forward to having you at our meeting next month. My question is something of future vision. The Apple Color Laser Writer will be a great addition for my office, but how far down the road can we expect to see an affordable color laser printer for the home?
I'd have to answer that question and say laser technologies are going to come down in price. I mean, we mentioned at the beginning of the show that the $6,000 price point was the price where we actually introduced the original laser writer. And today,
it's $350, $500.
A little bit more than that. Our lowest cost one is about $700. So you can see that over time the technology.
I was thinking refurbs.
Sorry. Over time you see prices really go down. Color lasers are inherently a mechanical device, and it's harder to get prices out of mechanical devices, but what I would recommend to this user is that he checks out our line of affordable inkjet printers right now. And when he has needs on the high end of the business to go to places where he can get print samples done, maybe a Kinko's.
That's right. Kinko's put one in every store.
Exactly. Kinko's.
Every regional office?
There are 800 Kinko's locations throughout the United States that have said that the Color Laser Writer for their users is the Color Laser Writer. They saw the value and they saw the quality of the product and they standardized on it. So when you have need to do high quality samples or maybe you need to run off a couple of hundred copies,
go there.
Go to Kinko's. And for affordable at home, it's a great time to own a style
Great.
writer.
Why don't we take a question from our studio audience?
Actually, that was pretty much my comment. Was in addition to the great features about it, not only the print quality and the user interface of the printer being such a big thing, plus the extensive cross-platform support, which are two big things. The third one, for those of us who don't have $7,000 laying around, I wanted to thank you for whoever made that deal with Kinko's. And are there any other places that are so readily available where we can go and use that?
That's a great question. Actually, Apple is trying to assure that there are color lasers in lots of different places. We're trying to work with some other copy shops throughout the United States. Don't have anything to announce. Kinko's is our partner right now, though. We think it's a great place to get some work done.
And our next question is from the phones. This is from Albert in Kansas City. Go ahead with your question, Albert.
Yeah, I was wanting to know, can you duplex with this printer?
Can you duplex with it?
I love short questions.
That's a short one.
Unfortunately, I haven't been very successful duplexing with this particular product. The product is really not designed to allow you to put paper easily through. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend users do it on a regular basis.
Okay. Well, Ken, we've run out of time for the segment. I want to thank you for coming by the garage, though.
For the cupcakes, too.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, earlier I think we mentioned that we were going to bring someone out to talk about web pages and how to get web pages up. And actually, we have someone from the Internet Products Group from Adobe Systems. Please welcome the product manager for PageMill, Robert Seidel.
Hey, Robert. I like the shirt, Robert.
I love it.
I like the cupcake.
Did you like one?
No, really, thanks.
You're saving yourself for the pizza, right?
Later, yes.
Okay, good.
So you've been out doing a lot of user group demos as well.
Yes, our new product. We've just released the first product for the internet, specifically written for the internet, called Adobe PageMill. And we've been doing a lot of demonstrations at trade shows and user group meetings.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, you know, when Lori was out here, there was a question about HTML and, converting that from PageMaker onto an HTML format. Is this what the, PageMill is all about?
No, they're two different products.
Okay.
PageMaker has a conversion, so if you have PageMaker pages, you can use that to create HTML pages. But PageMill is a standalone product. You can use it without using PageMaker. And you can use it to create web pages yourself very easily. You don't have to know PageMaker or anything like
Yeah,
that.
this is one of those products you really got to look at to understand.
I think so.
Why don't you guys take a look at it and show everyone else? And I'm going to remind our viewers again, if you have any questions in regards to PageMill, which Robert will be more than happy to answer, call 800-400-UGTV.
All right, Ray. So here we are. We have a browser here. You probably
That's
recognize
a
this.
Netscape browser.
That's right. And we see a page here, and we can scroll through the page. Now let's look at how that same page looks in PageMill.
Okay.
So here we are. Looks pretty similar, doesn't it?
Looks the same.
Exactly. And that's the trick. We want to make sure that you see what you see is what you get. The difference between a browser and PageMill is that you can press a button up here to get you from browse mode into edit mode, and you can literally just start typing into your web pages like this.
Oh boy.
It's very easy. The program makes sure you don't make mistakes, so you can drag and drop things around, you can drag and drop text around, you can drag and drop images, you can copy them like this, rescale them. Very easy. You can, let's get something out of the scrapbook and just paste it in here. Here's your car.
That's my car.
There
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
I wish.
After this show, you're going to be a star. Double-click this. Let's get rid of the background. Actually, what happened is that the PICT format on the scrapbook was automatically converted to the GIF format, which is what the web likes. Let's make that transparent.
So now the white's gone away. That's the problem I always have, is that white background.
Yeah. You should get a copy of PageMill, really. See where we can
Actually,
provide
Sam's already got one.
All right. The next thing I want to show you is it's very easy to make. There you go. We actually will rifle some off, won't we?
Yes, we will.
There we go.
Later.
Later. Now, let's show you how to make a link. Go to the home page.
Okay.
And we just select that text here. And in order to make a link, all we need to do is at the top of each page, you see a little page icon here?
Yes.
Just drag it and drop it right on the selection. There you go. And that's made
brought
the link.
all the HTML links.
That was it. That was it.
Pretty neat.
Let me show you a couple more things. You can actually make a form. You know how you make forms on the World Wide Web?
Sure.
Just ask for name, address, and what kind of ice cream or cupcakes
I don't know how. I
people
just
like.
know it's really hard.
Not anymore. So here, let's see. We just insert text fields here. We can drag and drop these text fields around, rescale them. We can put. You like that? Wait till I show you the ice cream. Here we go. We can rescale that. And let's. For the ice cream, we'll just put a pop-up menu in, and we'll.
Pick list.
Pick list.
Yeah.
What country are you from?
California, actually.
Pick list. All right, fine. Pick list. So here we put Dryers. We'll put Haagen-Dazs, if I can spell that correctly. And we'll put Ben & Jerry's, my favorite ice cream. Reason I came from to America. There you go. And in order to make that the default when it pops up, we'll just put the little triangle here, and there we go. We've made our pop-up.
Wow. Pretty exciting.
And really, all of PageMill works like that. It's drag and drop all the way. You can even, if we go into the attributes inspector here, you can change the background of the page into an arbitrary image. We just pop that in here, make that a background. And you can change styles. You can make image maps that are clickable. It's very easy to use.
Wow. Okay, you know, we've got some questions, so let's go back and give people a chance to ask you a couple questions.
We've got our first caller, and it's Paul from Flint Apple Club.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing great, Paul.
Great. I just want to let you know the Flint Apple Club is watching live from Hooters here in Flint, Michigan.
Do you have any guys that are Hooter girls now?
Not too many. Not too many at all. Not here. Thank
Go
God.
ahead with your question, Paul.
The question is, what is the minimum Macintosh configuration you recommend for a website?
For a website?
For a website, well, actually, you can run a Macintosh now. Apple sells these internet server bundles, which are really great. They're basically ready-mades. You just unpack it, you just switch it on, you boot it up, and there you've got your web server. And there's 3 configurations. I'm starting to advertise for Apple here.
There you go.
Okay.
That's working for us.
Sure, plug and play, plug and pray. There we go. So you can plug it in. You have 3 configurations. You can, that's the Microsoft slogan, but we'll...
Okay, our next thanks for the question, Paul.
Did that answer it?
I think it was okay.
Go buy an apple.
Our next caller is Sandy from northwest of us, I guess, in Chicago. Go ahead with your question, Sandy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Sandy.
We're having a communications seminar in December, and I'd really love to have you visit with us. Could you give me an email address?
I love Chicago too. Why don't you give the caller the email address, because I don't want to give my email address.
I know how to get a hold of Sandy, so
Yeah, all
I'll
right.
hook you two
Just
up
let us
together.
know.
Sandy, don't call us. We'll call you. No, really, we will. No.
Great, thanks.
Sandy, contact User Group Connection, and we'll help hook you up with Robert.
I sure will. Thank you. Take care. Great show.
Okay, we actually have a question from eWorld in our chat room, and they would like to know, could they use PageMaker illustrations on, with PageMill?
Actually, you can copy and paste from any program into PageMill. Some programs actually copy EPS formats, outline formats, such as Illustrator copies outline formats to the clipboard. What you can do is, this is a trick, hold down the Option key while you copy, and it'll copy a picture, which you can then paste. So it's very easy. I didn't show you, you can drag...
Undocumented features.
Undocumented features. You can actually drag and drop images from Photoshop directly into PageMill. That's even easier.
Okay. We have one more question here. This is from Jim at Northwest Tennessee Mac User Group. Did I get that right, Jim?
That's correct.
Go ahead with your question for Robert.
Yes, my question is, you can use PageMill to create a form to fill out. How is the data that a user inserts in that form extracted and either mailed to you or saved in a data file?
All right. PageMill actually lets you create the layout of the form, but it doesn't do whatever you need to do on the other side. If you collect the database information, or if you send email, or if you do some processing on the other side, that's done by something called a CGI script.
So you still have to do that sort of thing?
You do have to do that sort of thing, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Why don't we take a question from our studio audience? Who do we have here?
Hi, I had two questions for you. One is, what picture format does it save in, or how many formats does it support? And if we don't keep our website at home, or easily accessible on the same machine, does it have a function to quickly download all the images and the text to your internet service provider where your web page is stored?
All right. The first part of your question is what image formats are supported. And at the moment, that's JPEG and GIF for loading and saving, and PICT file formats for importing. And for the second part of the question, PageMill and SiteMill, actually, that's the follow-on program, which I didn't mention yet. That's for managing large websites and maintaining all the correct links. That's going to come out in January at Macworld. Both programs currently work on your local hard disk. And when you're done with that, you can upload it or you can move it over to a server. But basically, you work on a local hard disk.
Okay.
Now, with all this talk about web pages, I'm sure Adobe has a web page where
Yeah,
folks can get more information on PageMill.
Absolutely. The easiest thing is to log into Adobe's homepage, which is http://www.adobe.com/apps/PageMill.
I think we have that on the screen too, right?
I sure hope so.
/PageMill. Okay, well, Robert, I want to thank you for coming by the garage. This has been a great feature.
It was
Thanks.
a pleasure.
We're going to do more web pages.
Well, I know we've covered a whole lot of ground here, and we have just a little bit more to cover, mostly some housekeeping kind of things. I want to make sure people know if you didn't get through, or if you had a question, or if you have any questions for User Group Connection, or for any of our guests, how you can reach us.
Yes, and you can do that via snail mail, addressed to 231 Technology Circle, Scotts Valley, California, 95066.
We even have a telephone there, 408-461-5700. Faxes. We also have the 800 number for the User Group Store. If you have any questions about the User Group Store, that number is 800-350-4UGC or 350-4842.
And then there's, of course, emails.
Yeah, we got 1 million email addresses. Most of them are UGC. They're up here on the screen. And remember, since we're using emailer, they all come to the same place. And I wanted to say a special thank you to Robert Berry and Brett Tyson, who did the great music. Good to see you again.
But of course, we've got to thank our wonderful live studio audience here.
And to people watching out there at the satellite sites. As a matter of fact, okay.
You guys are back.
Now that you mention it, we're going to give away a few more things here to people who are calling in from the satellite sites. We'll give some stuff to the audience in a little bit, but first we're going to give away a couple things to the people watching. Let's bring out Sam and Jerry Starr. Sam Decker and Jerry Starr from UGC. Bring out the raffle prizes. All right. Now remember, just the way to win this is we're going to do it in the order. Just call in on the 800 number, 800-400 UGTV, and you're going to win one of these things. And the first thing we have here, I guess, is from Adaptec.
That's right, Ray. The next caller wins Adaptec's Power Domain 2940W SCSI Accelerator. Powerful I/O for your Power Macintosh with PCI. When high-speed I/O matters, the Adaptec Power Domain 2940W Accelerator delivers. It provides high-performance, flexible I/O subsystem for publishing, pre-press, digital video, multimedia, and other data and graphics-intensive applications. The perfect match for the processing muscle of the Power Macintosh with PCI.
All right. That's the first caller. First caller wins.
Caller number 2 from Adobe, a new product shipping in December, Photo Deluxe.
That's caller number 2.
Caller number 3, Paperport from Visionaire.
Report Juggler from Momentum.
Fabulous. Let's go.
Okay, from Apple, a home office collection for Performa.
Caller number 4, caller number 5, Claris Works by Claris.
All right, we got raffle.
Okay, that's our first 5 prizes. Thanks for watching out in the satellite land. Let's give away a few things to the folks in the studio audience.
Now software, now utilities.
That goes to Cecile Mills.
Cecile Mills,
From Adobe, Page Mill.
Jim Kono, Lockheed Apple User Group. Jim.
From Dance.
Jim from Lockheed.
From Dance, Retrospect, those 2.
Don Blossom, B-Mug. Don Blossom from B-Mug. And Adobe
PageMaker 6.0.
Sarah Aguirre.
Sarah.
From Nobel, WordPerfect 3.5.
Okay, that goes to Patrick Shank, San Leandro User Group.
Patrick. Might be in the other.
From Apple,
WiggleWorks going to Michael McGuire, Macromedia User Group Forum. Michael McGuire.
From Connectix, a RAM doubler, speed doubler bundle.
Goes to Tung Ho, Naval Postgraduate School, Monterey.
And that's Hot Kitaro CD. Domo Records.
Michael Kirkham, NPS Mod.
From Specular, Infinity.
Tony A. Damian, Sterling Software Mac User Group.
Microsoft Chrome, the wine guy.
Goes to Sparky Cohen from Sparky's HyperCard Club.
From Insignia, Soft Windows 2.0.
Pete Dyson from Music. I got it.
WordPerfect, Nobel.
Goes to Drew Scott. From Corvallis Mag. Drew Scott.
From Multimedia Marketing, Sysonic Pro.
Dwayne McGee from Pi Incorporated. Dwayne McGee.
Adobe, Paint and Publish.
Ed Rosenblum. Ed Roseboom.
All right, Ed. Congratulations.
From VMUG, CD-ROM and newsletter.
Mickey Schumacher, Pi Incorporated.
Designer Fractal.
We've got Marion Festa.
Mathematics for the 21st century. All right, Marion.
From AMUG, Totally for Newton 3.
Totally Newton 3 for Sajid Martin, Mac Cruiser.
Earth Explorer.
Goes to Chris Crookham, NPS Mod.
All right.
Acrobat Exchange from Adobe.
Demo not for resale, Alan Withers from BMUG. Alan Withers, BMUG.
And BMUG, Internet Collection, Roadside